I'm David Schloss, live at the Photokina trade show in Cologne, Germany. I'm standing here with one of my really good friends, Lyndsay. He and I go way back. I think the first time we hung out was the D3 launched in Tokyo a long time ago.
Very exciting back then and exciting now, isn't it?
Well, that's what I want to talk about. So, photography sort of in the recession, there was a lull in products. I think a lot of photographers had trouble making a living for a while. I feel like there's a real resurgence. Are you guys feeling that too?
Yeah, I think what's really important is that people are sharing images so differently than ever before. You know, for me, photography's always been about sharing, whether it be family memories or a really cool vacation or some really neat image I wanted to show somebody and made a print and shared it with them. But today, people are sharing through Instagram, through Facebook, through other apps that are really exciting. And what they're doing is they're using all kinds of cameras, and that's what makes it really, really exciting for me. So it's not just about a point-and-shoot camera. It's not just about a DSLR. At the show, we introduced a whole line of key mission products that allow you, instead of to take a picture from the outside, to be part of the story and be immersed in the story. And I think that's what's making it exciting. And we're looking at and we're seeing new types of lenses, at least from our company, fast aperture glass on the pro side, different types of zooms on the amateur side. We're seeing smaller cameras, we're seeing faster cameras, we're seeing a fantastic array of radio controlled speed lights and wireless operation and software. And so for us, it's very exciting because people are coming at us from all different directions. And it's like I said, it used to be, I shot an SLR and I took pictures. People want to be out taking pictures, and we've got products from all different sides of the company to help them do that.
I feel like this is a part in the industry where there's more people taking more images on one side, but people are also trying to get better at photography. And I feel like that wasn't the case when the iPhone first came out and everybody was shooting with it. But I feel like people are really trying to step up the game, and there's some brilliant stuff coming even from amateur photographers who've never shot before.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on Flickr and other social media, and it's always amazes me at what I'm seeing, and I see these amazing photographs and I go, this has got to be a pro taking this picture, and it's not. It's a dad or a mom or somebody out on a vacation taking a picture who's doing that. And when I talk to consumers, and I talk to a lot of consumers, they're more interested in photography. They're taking online courses, they're taking workshops, they're doing photo walks, and so they're hungry for knowledge. The gear is there. The gear has gotten both more complicated and easier at the same time. There's so many features, there's so many technologies, from 4K and 1080 for the video side, right? And we've got all kinds of cool features on the still side. They want to know more. It's not as simple as, let me get this camera, turn it on, point and shoot. They're really hungry for that knowledge. And us, we've had Nikon School for over 25 years. And we just launched Nikon School online because people are not just going physically anymore to a class. They want the online experience too. So, you know, we've got to be smarter about how we communicate with our customers, which I think we are. And it makes it, for me, really exciting because I could talk photography to anybody.
Oh, I know.
And but you know how much I love it. And it doesn't matter to me whether you're a pro who's got 30 years in or if you're someone who just picked up a camera for the first time. We should all share that commonality of loving to go somewhere. We're interested in something, we find out what we're interested in, and then we put ourselves on our cameras to come back with the best way to communicate what we're feeling. And that's what's always been exciting for me.
One of the things about you in particular is that you have the ability to take pictures of anyone, anywhere. I've seen you turn a complete stranger into a subject. So, completely jumping off cameras for a second. Why do you think you're good at getting people to be subjects, and how can people do that? Because I went to Japan with you and you would photograph everybody, and I was sort of shy and not wanting to approach people.
I think smiling is good. I think not just being presumptive and putting a camera up and taking someone's picture. I was walking around Cologne yesterday. It's my first time here in Cologne, first time at Photokina, and I had a couple of hours, or minutes actually, the way these days go, free, and I was walking around and I saw this chef mulling about a restaurant. He was outside cleaning up or doing something, and I went up to him and I just started talking to him, and I think it's talking to someone, showing a respect. And then after a few seconds of doing this kind of thing, I said, would you mind if I took your picture? Now, he spoke mostly German. I speak no German. So it was a struggle, but we both pretty much chuckled about the whole thing. And then he did this tremendous pose for me, and I shot 3 or 4 shots, and I showed him the shots. I said, thank you very much, and it was awesome. So I think it's trying not to be presumptive, being respectful of who you're trying to shoot, and smiling and talking and trying to find a commonality of why you're doing it, you know.
I think that's the key to it. I feel that, you know, a lot of people who watch street photographers and then they go out and they just take a picture of a person don't really realize that a lot of street photographers are really very interactive with their subjects. You're not seeing that necessarily in the
Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of street photography, and there's lots of great groups on Facebook. There's a street photography group and all kinds of stuff, and I'm a part of it, but I'm amazed at what people are doing. So from the great photojournalists, they actually use wide-angle lenses. When I did my street photography for a good many years, I was using 70 to 200s and longer because I was intimidated, and I always like to get that grab shot, right? The true photojournalist doesn't do that. They use a wide lens, and they get as close to their subject as possible, and they talk. I'm sure they're doing what I'm doing. They talk a little bit, they step back, but they like that intimacy and that depth of field and that wide look you get to do that. And that's something that took me a very long time to learn how to do. So it doesn't come natural by any means. I also think, you know, my wife will tell you this was an outgoing personality. She's like, do you have to talk to everybody wherever you go?
And I think you do. I think pathologically you have to talk to everybody.
But you know what? I think it helps.
It does, and I think you come back with the photos, and that's one of the reasons I want to talk to you. I feel like there's a lot of people, a lot of the camera companies are all product first and product forward, but I feel like one of the things that's great about you is that you're just the image forward, and you happen to be working at Nikon that happens to make cameras.
I don't know what I stepped in a long time ago. This is my 31st year with the company, and I've come from the film era, and where we've seen some minor innovations like a faster shutter speed for flash, and today to where we are, and it's so exciting to be involved with a company that's always thinking about imaging, always. And it's the core DNA of who this company is. So I'm always confident they're going to come out with something, whether it's on the consumer side, the intermediate level, or the pro level. I've never had a problem with that. And I'm usually sort of blown away by what they give us. You know, I mean, you can criticize and nitpick here and there, but for the most part, I go, my gosh, what have they given us to make pictures and and in many cases do your jobs with? But to me, it's always been the photography. I don't know what it is. I was an art major at school. I love art and stuff like that. And when I picked up a camera for the first time, it was like, wow, what a great thing to do. And I've always loved it. And I think, back to your question, I think that's what makes it exciting today. People are traveling more. People are telling stories more. People want to share the good times, the in-between times, the not-so-good times. You know, people want to share illness. People want to share joy. People want to share, and I think that's very important to do that. And like I said, I'm thankful to work for a company that understands that and gives the world products to help them do that in a really good way.
There's a comedian who said that he has more pictures of his kid than his dad ever looked at him.
I'm sure. I know I make my guys. I've got a son and a daughter. I know when I've embarrassed them on many occasions. They're in their 20s now, and I still do it. But when you look back, one day they're going to thank me and go, wow, look at all this stuff we have. I know they will. I'm hoping you will. Remember that.
He wasn't trying to embarrass you. So this is probably the biggest year of announcements at Photokina that I've seen in a really long time. I feel like, you know, you guys did some products right before Photokina. You did the action products at Photokina. Fuji has new gear out. Sony's got new gear out. I mean, everyone's got new gear. From a company standpoint, let's talk about that. I don't think that you guys are intimidated by it or you're encouraged by how much is going on.
I can't speak for my company. I can speak for me. I love it that all these companies are innovating, because it means they're not standing pat. They're not satisfied with status quo. They want to keep innovating and keep bringing new ideas to imaging. And it's the same with Nikon, very much so. If you think about our year so far, D5 and D500 at the beginning of the year. We've introduced SnapRidge for sharing. We've introduced the 105 1.4 a couple weeks ago. That is just an amazing piece of glass. The D3400, now Key Mission. it's truly exciting, and I think it pushes the companies. I think when Canon does something, it pushes us. I think when Nikon does something, it pushes Sony. I think when Panasonic does something, it pushes. I think it's good for all the companies to see, look, and get that healthy competition going.
Okay, 10 years from now, what is the camera that you're carrying going to look like? Not from a Nikon.
Remember, I'm going to say this, and you all need to invest. Now, I have no idea. If you would have told me 5 years ago we'd be seeing 360 cams or the way we're trying to do connectivity, and connectivity is still in its infancy, in my opinion. It's only going to get better and better and better and better. I would have said, you're out of your mind. So I think that a lot of it is dictated by the consumer. And also, software has gotten so exciting. One of the things I like to do with my Nikons is I shoot my SLR images and I transfer them to my smart device. I use a smartphone. Most of the time I carry it with me. And then from there I like to go up to my Facebook account, my Instagram account, or Flickr. And it's so awesome that I can put software now on a smart device and with touch control, finger control, make changes to exposure and white balance. If you would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have said you're out of your mind. So I'm excited for all of it.
Yeah, I think if you told me that 10 years ago there was going to be a flat computer surface that you could retouch your images on, I think I would not have believed that. And are you a print your pictures out and look at them kind of guy, or are you an on-screen guy?
I'm a little bit of both. I've always been about prints, and it's one thing about coming to Photokina that I'm really excited about. I've been walking around all morning and looking at the amazing prints that all the companies are putting around their booths. And to me, that's really why to shoot 24 meg full frame, why you want to shoot high-res 36 meg and higher full frame. It's why you do this. Again, sharing means a lot of things to many people, but taking a beautiful picture on your vacation or a family portrait and hanging it up in the living room, in the den, in a kid's room is all about sharing too. And I encourage all of you who shoot pictures that don't make prints, either make your own prints or go somewhere locally and get them made. It's such a great experience to see something like that on the wall. It really is.
Thanks, Lyndsay. I appreciate you taking the time. From Photokina in Cologne, Germany, I'm with my friend Lyndsay, and thanks so much for watching.